Well, good evening. Many of you will not see this until Friday, but I wanted to go ahead and get word out to you that I hope will encourage you very much. We just finished a lengthy session meeting tonight and decided together that it is time for Reformation OPC to begin moving into stage one of what will be our resumption of corporate worship assemblies. So while trying to abide within the recommendations and the spirit of our governor's executive order and the guidelines of our public health officials, we want to go ahead and begin making plans with you to resume corporate worship, starting with a limited single gathering on May 10th, where we will be working some of the kinks out and trying a couple of new ways of gathering together. And then beginning two worship services on the Lord's Day, May 17th. Now, by two worship services, we don't mean morning and evening worship. We actually mean two morning services, each of which will be limited in the number of attendees, but will be sufficient to accommodate all of the members of our congregation that want to return to corporate worship. Now, we realize there are some of you who, because of health concerns or age, or maybe just your personal level of comfort right now, given the uncertainties of some of the data that we're hearing about, you may feel like you need to stay home on the Lord's Day, and we respect that decision. We don't want you to feel ashamed of that at all. If you need to make that kind of a choice based on input from your doctor or your family members, we are going to continue to provide resources for you and try to accommodate your needs even as we bring the rest of our congregation together once again on the Lord's Day. Now, just as we're hearing from the White House and from our state government, so too in our own case, this is going to be a staged return, a staged resumption of services. At the beginning, it's not going to be everything that we want it to be. We will be gathering together again to worship on the Lord's Day. We will be celebrating the Lord's Supper. But there will be certain protocols, there will be certain things that we ask you to do or not to do in the interests of public health and also in the interests of our broader witness. We want our neighbors to recognize that we do take these concerns seriously, that we're not seeking to be reckless, that we're not trying to endanger anyone, but that we do want to provide the opportunity for everyone who feels able and comfortable to return to worship on the Lord's Day to do so. So we want you to stay tuned for further information. We're going to have a lot more to say about this. We're going to have some surveys sent out whereby we're going to try to get a head count on how many of our members are eager to return to worship on the Lord's Day. How many of you are feeling like you may need to remain at home a little bit longer? We're going to be providing some additional description of specific public health protocols that we're going to be implementing and adjustments that we'll make to our worship with regard to the seating, with regard to the use of hymnals and the administration of the Lord's Supper, all keeping within biblical parameters, obviously, but adjusting things for the sake of the present crisis. And then we will have a video in the next couple of weeks walking you through what it's going to look like, showing you what to expect as you arrive on Sunday, May 17th. So we wanted to get word out as quickly as possible this evening. Good news, one limited assembly on May 10th. We'll get you more information about that very soon. And then two morning worship services on May 17th that will be sufficient to accommodate all of the members that feel able and ready to return. And then in coming weeks and months, as the summer progresses, we look forward to progressing through additional stages of this resumption of service. Lord willing, we're going to get back to something like a full complement and the ordinary experience of all of our gatherings and classes and opportunities for fellowship. Right now, we need you to be patient. We need you to be prayerful, and we want to encourage you to rejoice and be very, very enthusiastic about the fact that by God's grace, with His providence and guidance, we're coming to the end of this phase and entering into the beginning of a new phase. May God bless you and us and help us as we seek to do so in a responsible and reverent way that will bring praise, honor, and glory to His name. We love you. God bless you.